I remember June's very first day in clinical, she got stuck with me. Thank you, Professor Shrimson. Good evening and welcome, distinguished guests, faculty, fellow classmates, our family, and our friends. I'd like to share with you some of the experiences that brought me here today. My father was a successful businessman in a family-run business in Gravesend, Brooklyn for over 50 years, until he became ill and died a torturous death of Alzheimer. It was so hard to see a man of such dignity be stricken with such a horrible disease, but he had compassionate nurses who could care for him, clean him, negotiate with him in a way that we couldn't. You could almost see wings on their backs. They did their best to maintain his dignity, and I wanted to be a part of that. So I found myself in this program, and I could not believe how difficult it was. I was surrounded by the brightest and most determined people, and I was shocked that some of them, who I thought were brilliant, didn't make it through. I couldn't believe that I was actually doing it. And I remember I went to buy my white uniform with Lisa, Marilyn, and Rita, and we said to each other, well, now we have to graduate. We're buying white. And I kept thinking along the way, I wonder if I'll really make it. I never worked so hard for a B. I recorded each professor's lectures and asked my kids. I listened to them day and night, and all the while apologizing to my family for always being too busy with my schoolwork. And then, as life happened, I came upon a big bump in the road. Last June, after my oncology rotation, I was diagnosed with cancer. And I had no choice to look at it just as a mountain to climb. One motivating factor for me then was my study group. Marilyn, Linda, Hersha, Andrea, Lisa, Pauline, they had such drive and they were so smart. And I'm not the only one who's here with a mountain to climb. I'm just the one who's sharing them with you now. But no matter what mountain they each had to climb, they carried me along and they encouraged me. And last September, I tried to finish this program, but I just couldn't do it. It's so funny, those textbooks, you know, those little boxes on page 491? When it says bone pain, believe bone pain. And when it says lethargy, believe lethargy. And disturbed body image, believe it. And to have to look at your children and your family and your friends watching you helplessly, because it happens that you're moving on in life and you hit a brick wall, and your body won't let you do what you want to do or what you need to do. And your mother looks at you and says, tell the doctor he must be wrong. And your children ask you, but Mom, what's the matter? And so I didn't graduate with my own group, but here I am, and the current class that stands before you welcomes me with open arms. And I am very proud to be part of this group. And I don't mind sharing this story because I think with nursing you need to hear the personal side. Because I was the daughter at the bedside and became the patient in the bed. And now we're approaching the bed. So when you get there, take with you those little things that are in those boxes and those textbooks because they mean something. Those symptoms are real. Those disabilities, they interrupt life, they stop giving you tracts, and they really scare your family. So remember the patient and the daughter, remember the father, remember the husband at home with the kids, remember the mother. Nursing school teaches us to assess the patient and set the goals. Well, I set my goals. To effectuate change and grab this big, beautiful world and make it better. And look back and in the last column of my care plan, write the words goal met, even though every clinical professor is met. Nurses feel the spirit, but they are so tough and they're so smart because they have to be. They have to be able to spin on a dime, come up with an answer, an intervention, and a rationale, and a reason for their actions, and be compassionate and professional all at the same time. Nurses are the people who can do it all. The nurses, before you have this quality, they see a mountain and they climb it. And if it can't be done one way, they'll improvise. They'll do it another way. It's a prerequisite for the job. Everyone in this room struggled and climbed the mountain to get to this day, because while we nursing students struggled, everyone that loved us along the way made it through with us. I was fortunate enough to stay carried here by my friends and family. My kids cheered me on through every test, except when they said 79 wasn't a good mark on science. And as I stand here before you, very proud of myself, I'm here to tell you how proud I am of the people that got me here. My new study buddies, Tanya, Dorothy, Fabiola, and Selena. My mother for being the wind beneath my wings my whole life. My father for being the reason that I'm here. Thank you, Justina and Jimmy, for being my healers. I need to thank my sisters, Mary Kay, Patty, Terry, and my dear friends, Nancy, Maureen, Eileen, and Jean, and the rest of the beach crew for taking me to chemo and for cooking for us. You made my whole family feel home. Thank you, Gary and Kelly, for the privilege to work for you through all this. And I thank God for quelling all my fears. I can tell you firsthand, when you're sick, you gain strength from the supportive love around you. You really do. I did not make it here alone. The love in my life carried me. It's that healing that got me here, and I thank them for their encouragement, their strength, and their trust in me. And finally, thank you, Tommy, my soulmate. It has to be so hard to love me because I'm never satisfied and I want it all. And I know it drives you crazy, but it would mean nothing if I didn't have you.